11. And you come through that. And a lot of things that happen in your life, and there may be some things that happened in your life that weren't pleasant, okay? But how all those things that weren't pleasant, and I think you're in a pretty good spot today, it seems like it. I mean, Joe's okay. I mean, I wouldn't want to live with him. I really admire you for what you do. I mean, I like him, okay? And I don't mind a car ride, okay? I mean, and I would even eat dinner with him if he was buying. But I mean, but what I'm saying is that you seem like you're happy, or you don't know better. Whatever it is, it's working for you. All right? All right. No, I'm not kidding.
Ignorance is bliss.
Yeah. We're going to get in trouble because Joe can beat me up. But what I'm saying is, things in your life that weren't pleasant brought you to this good place you're at now.
Mm-hmm.
Isn't that funny? And we didn't like it. You obviously, I'm sure you didn't like those unpleasant things that happened, but they brought you to this place you're at.
I watch reels. Now Joe, he watches the TikTok.
Right.
I'm not much on TikTok, so I watch reels. And I'm ashamed to say it, but I really don't know her name. There is a woman preacher or motivational speaker, whatever she is. I don't even, whatever. Anyway, she gets very animated. Mm-hmm. And just yesterday, I was watching her, and she said, you had to go through this to get you to where you belong.
Right.
So it's like, and that's with life in general.
Right.
Not just childhood, but you've kind of got to get a rock thrown in your path, mm-hmm. so you'll go the other way, which is where you're supposed to be.
Right.
So, yeah, that's kind of where I'm at.
Yeah, well, I think of how and Moses, when God sent Moses to Pharaoh, mm-hmm. he said, here's what I want you to tell Pharaoh about letting my people go. And by the way, I'm going to fix old Pharaoh where he won't listen to you. Mm-hmm. I mean, who would want to do something like that? Mm-hmm. But it was, and people think that the Red Sea was about destroying the Egyptians, but it wasn't. It was about keeping the children of Israel from going back. Mm-hmm. And there's things in our life mm-hmm. that God will separate us from mm-hmm. because he loves us so much. And it's almost like I skipped school one time. And my dad whooped me so bad I couldn't remember my name. And he kept telling me how it was hurting him, and I kept wondering why he wouldn't quit. You know what I mean? And so, I think about those things, but it helped me because I didn't do it anymore. Mm-hmm. And he explained to me why he didn't want me to do it, because my mom was very scared because they couldn't find me. So I think about things in our life that maybe you've been through, and you think about it. And I tried to explain this to Joe, and it didn't go over good at all. We talked going down the road about it one day. I said, all that stuff you sort of get upset about brought you to this great place you're at now, with this family you got now, and things going on in your life now. Mm-hmm. The things that you despised, that you thought were so awful, mm-hmm. was really God bringing you to the point you needed to be. Mm-hmm. I don't feel any better, though. Okay.
No, it's still, everybody's got their scars, but
yes, ma'am.
You have to accept that you had to go through some stuff. Mm-hmm. And, it's like addiction recovery. Mm-hmm. How does anybody help an addict if they haven't once been there themselves? Yeah. You got to go through some stuff to be able to know how to help people.
Right.
So
it's tough.
Right.
I'll tell you a story, though, along that lines. One time, real quick, we were in England one time. We were preaching on the street, and I was with my buddy Wade. And Wade had been smoked a lot of dope when he was young and done a lot of stuff, things like that. And he'd really been a little rough, okay? I always liked him, one of my best friends, but I never did smoke no dope. And I've never drunk a beer, never smoked, I've never done this. I just didn't do it. Mm-hmm. And one time I did get a cigarette a guy gave me, and I put it behind my ear till nobody seen me, and I dug a hole and put it in the ground because I knew I'd go to hell, if I had that cigarette with me. So I dug a hole, and I knew the Lord couldn't see it if I dug a hole. And I tried to cuss early on when I was real young, and I get the words in the wrong spot, and it sounded so silly. But we were on the street preaching, okay?
Right.
And really, we were on the street preaching in London, England, and Wade was doing a great job talking about how the Lord could deliver you and bring you through all this stuff. And the lady walked up and she said, I don't have any problems. I'm not sick. And he said, well, the Lord will bring you joy. She said, I'm happy. I'm not sad. Mm-hmm. And he said, well, He'll help you with your finances. She said, I got plenty of money. And said, well, he'll strengthen you. She said, I'm strong. And then finally Wade turned and said, here, you get this one. I'll go to the next one. He said. So I began to talk to her about
Right,
things that was
right.
missing in her life. And I began to explain to her how God could fill the part and nothing else could fill. And share